What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. And here's this article right here on Deadline, how basically they're talking about Gina Carano, or talking around Gina Carano. They don't want to address the elephant in the room, that basically one of the last shots that we saw in the end of Mando season 2 was the upfront and personal shot of Gina Carano as Cara Dune, seeing off Baby Yoda. That was one of the last scenes they saw in Mando season 2. And then we're just going to flip it right over and she's nowhere to be seen. She's been in half of the episodes in the Mandalorian series. I think maybe not quite half, but up to 7 or something like that. And yeah, she's not going to be in it. Obviously, we know why. The nonsense that came out about Gina Carano and all the, basically it was a witch hunt. We all know what it was. And yeah, did Gina say some stuff that ruffled some leftist feathers? Absolutely, absolutely. But that shouldn't be a reason to get her up out of there, okay? She had to do something like super egregious. And all she really did was just voice her opinion on a lot of stuff, which, in context, when you actually look at it and you're not a deranged lunatic, it actually makes sense, okay? But yet, here we are, Gina Carano, no longer Cara Dune, and they're basically just kind of talking around it instead of just addressing the situation straight up. Let's go ahead and read what we got on Deadline. Mandalorian executive producers Dave Filoni and Rick Famuyiwa on how series is addressing Gina Carano's Cara Dune storyline. Basically, they're not, is what it all boils down to. Season 3, of course, is dropping this Wednesday. That'll be like later on tonight if you're watching. And our hero, Din Djarin, is headed to the Mandalorian home planet of Mandalore with the Darksaber in hand. How will the show deal with the departure of Gina Carano's fan fave bounty hunter character, Cara Dune? In the wake of making controversial statements and all of this other kind of nonsense. Like, one of the just worst parts about this whole thing is them saying that this is somehow controversial, when all she's basically saying is, hey, neighbors, love each other. Don't let anybody turn you against your neighbor, because that's exactly how they were able to, get things going off in Germany back in World War II. That's exactly how it all went down, okay? It began with people turning neighbor versus neighbor, okay? That's all she said. That's it. And they blew it all out of proportion. Okay. And yeah, there was the whole beep, bop, boop, whatever. But I felt like that was just kind of like a tongue-in-cheek joke. You can't tell me what to do with my profile. You can't tell me to put this, that, and the third in my bio. So yeah, she was just like throwing it right back at him. I didn't have a problem with that stuff. Okay. Honestly, yeah, people are butthurt and people are super emotional about stuff like that. But the reality is, it's like, look, this woman is entitled to her opinions and everybody else gets to say whatever it is that they want to say, no matter how foul and disrespectful it is. And nothing happens to them. All right. Somebody Gina Carano just throwing like a couple of jokes in there. Oh, she's no longer employed by Lucasfilm and there are no plans for her to be in the future. Nevertheless, her social media posts denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identities are abhorrent and acceptable. Get the fuck out of here, man. All right. One of the worst, just one of the worst statements ever made by these clowns over there at Lucasfilm. And I know I'm a Star Wars fan. You guys understand that. All right. But this is one of the whole die on the hill moments where I had to really sit back and think man, what are these cats doing over there? All right. And the lone hope is that somehow, they kind of, hey, Kathleen Kennedy, let's show you the door. And they get some real people in there that can kind of start turning this thing around. So it goes on talking about how she was fired, and the last time we saw Cara Dune, it was like the final episode of season 2, like one of the last up closes that they got was her, and I'll even try to clip that out if I can. It's like one of the last up close shots was her because she was with him all the way, all right? Way back from season 1 all the way through season 1, season 2, on the missions, okay? So it's going to be a weird kind of season, with her not being there. And this is what Rick Famuyiwa had to say about it. Cara was a big part and continues as a character to be a part of the world. It had to be addressed in the creative, and Jon Favreau took the time to think about that. Famuyiwa said, it was something that was discussed as we knew it was going to have an impact on the show. But at the same time, what has been at the heart of the show are the two characters, Din Djarin and Grogu. So ultimately, it felt like servicing of that and around the Mandalorians. Yeah, true, these guys are the heart of the show. I'm not going to deny that. Obviously, that's the case. But, I think Cara Dune was just as much a part of this show, a huge part of the show. They were going to give her own series, right? Rangers of the New Republic. That was going to be all about her, okay? And probably some of the other little side characters and, kind of setting up an adventure with that. I don't know what Jon Favreau is going to do at some point. He's probably going to end up recasting her, which is going to really piss me off. But anyway, so is Cara Dune out there in the universe still bounty hunting? Answered Filoni, it's a big galaxy and we have many characters in it. Yeah, this is kind of what pissed me off, is this whole conversation right here. It's a big galaxy and we have many characters in it. Just kind of talking around it, all right? Not answering the question. Many characters are fighting for their screen time. We'll just have to see as the season unfolds what the adventures are, but it's a great character, someone who was vital to Din Djarin's beginnings. We'll see if he has evolved beyond that. And then once again, did fans ever call for Carano's Cara Dune to return? This despite the fact that Fire Gina Carano trended on, the hashtag trended. There was a lot of other stuff that was trending, like Gina Carano is right. There was a lot of that kind of stuff that was trending. All Filoni has to say is, it's a great character, okay? I get requests across the board for all types of characters. No, bro, answer the question, okay? There's Star Wars fans that actually care about this stuff, and they want to know where you stand on the situation. Just be honest and say, hey, man, it was out of my hands. It was nothing I could do. Kathleen pulled the plug and that was that. All right. People would appreciate honesty for once. All right. Instead of trying to hide and shield Kathleen Kennedy behind these guys. Hey, man, just come straight out and say, yo, we probably didn't want to do this, and there may have been a way out of this, but the woke leftist won, the activists within our own company won. They'll never say it. But of course, we all know that's what it is. All right. They got to get these cats up out of here. I got a video talking about that in just a minute. But they got to get all of these woke cats out of there, man, because they're ruining entertainment. I've been with Star Wars. It's coming on 20 years. It's a great galaxy. The hardest thing is finding time and space for everyone out there. George Lucas used to talk about when he was making the prequels, he had so many great characters and they all wanted screen time. How do you do it when your story job is to tell the story of Anakin Skywalker? I can relate to that. Yeah, basically, he's just, again, talking around the situation. He doesn't want to address the elephant in the room. And you know what? I mean, I guess that's his prerogative, but it just makes some chicken shit, in my opinion, And I don't even have a problem with Dave Filoni like that, or Rick, or Jon Favreau. I just wish somebody would just come out and just be an honest, grown-ass man and say, hey, you know what? This wasn't something that we wanted, okay? But it happened and we had to make some adjustments. We wish Gina all the best, whatever, just a little kind of blanket statement, but at least they're not talking around the situation. They're dealing with it head on. That would have been more, in my opinion, more of a manly statement than the crap that I'm reading in this article. Carano, in a sit-down interview with Ben Shapiro, basically said the same thing. Like, Pedro Pascal wasn't fired for posting the 2018 tweet where he compared undocumented children in cages in the U.S. to Jewish people in concentration camps. Shapiro observed that it seemed like a double standard that Disney and Lucasfilm didn't take similar action with Pascal as they did with Carano. It is a double standard, okay? And look, I don't want anybody fired. I don't think any of these cats, that's free. Hey, speak. This is what America's about, right? The First Amendment. Say what it is that you want to say. I don't have a problem with it. I don't think anybody should have a problem with it, And if you have a problem with it, hey, get on there with Twitter and tell them what you think, all right? And that's it. But I think like the studios and everything, they could probably stay out of most of this stuff. Most of it. Not all of it. Like sometimes, there might be a couple of things where it's like, all right, man, you like threatening violence and all kind of crazy crap like that. Maybe you should ease off of that. But like people and their opinions or what they think and how they relate to stuff, I just think that's ridiculous, right? Like the whole Scott Adams thing right now, just like let the man have his opinions. I don't care. All right. That's Scott Adams' opinion, and a lot of the stuff that he's saying is probably 100% right. Because if you flip the races around, I guarantee you there will be black people that would be like, but nothing wrong with what he's saying. All right. So it's the same kind of nonsense. They just like canceling people that don't agree with them. And I think that kind of crap has got to go, okay? Especially in entertainment, because it's, it's wrecking this show because Cara Dune was a good character, okay? Interesting character. Gina's acting, I thought, really improved from season 1 to season 2. I was really interested in seeing where that character was going to go in Rangers of the New Republic, but it's all over because of stupid leftists and their crybaby attitudes about somebody's opinion. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, folks, what do you think about this situation with Gina Carano getting canned? Once again, we got to drag it back up because Mandalorian is coming up, but you guys go ahead, get down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and your opinions on that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.